I'm Kaylee, and Chloe and Keith are my children.
Spend only a few moments in their Georgia home with Kaylee, her daughter Chloe, and son Keith, and you will hear the joy in their lives.
Hero.
Bird.
Stick.
Ladder. I got that one. Here's one. Log.
The cause of that laughter can usually be traced back to 9-year-old Chloe.
Her confidence in herself, she's able to be who she really is, because she's always had this big, bright personality, but I was the only one who knew it.
Yet as happy as this family is, it wasn't too long ago their joy was difficult to hear.
It's the most stressful feeling in the world. You can't sleep because you know you have to figure it out, but you don't see any options. It's just been a journey from day one.
So we journey with them back to when Chloe was born.
Upon leaving the hospital, they said she failed her hearing test. You need to bring her back in 2 weeks.
Chloe failed the hearing test again 2 weeks later, and that's when they realized what they were up against.
She has something called atresia, where her ear canal is shaped like a V. So there's no sound that can get down to her eardrums.
Her mom says she could hear a little bit out of her right ear, but nothing out of her left.
She could hear, but she was missing so much.
And because she had trouble hearing, she fell behind. Her speech was delayed. Her ability to participate in her own life was difficult.
I couldn't play a game. I couldn't even listen to anybody in the car.
She would get angry sometimes. If she was playing with her brother, and she has a cousin that's close to the same age, she would feel left out because she couldn't get the whole story of what they were saying.
Help, though, did arrive in what are called bone-anchored hearing aids.
She has a magnet on her hearing aid, and once attached, it sends the sound waves to her eardrum through the bone.
A life changer.
Oh my goodness, it's like night and day.
That came with a price.
How am I gonna figure this out? Single mom, divorced with these 2 kids, and just regular life. But I've got to choose, do I pay for the dentist if somebody needs to go to the dentist, or do I pay for this?
This was the price for the warranty that was more than $1,000 a year for the already expensive but important hearing aids. Kaylee was often faced with an impossible choice, and because of it, like many parents in her position, she felt guilty.
You do, because you feel like you're being irresponsible some kind of way because you can't figure it out. And so her audiologist told me about the grant, and I was really grateful that it was even an option, but I didn't really think I'd qualify.
She applied for a grant with the United Healthcare Children's Foundation, like many before her, skeptical.
But then I got the email, and I was just relieved. I was just really relieved that this gray area doesn't exist anymore.
She received one grant for the warranty, and then recently, when she needed to replace the outdated hearing aids, the Children's Foundation stepped up again.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. The relief is such a big deal. It's more of a big deal than I have words to describe.
Relief for her and her daughter.
It would be much help for my mother and father and my brother, so I could finally fit in. Even if we're having a hard day, we still play.
It just makes us feel better.
And it's actually pretty fun.
And so now you know why they're so grateful. Everyone can hear their joy.
It's like a walking miracle. All day, every day, we're just getting these little miracles where every day we get to just, in awe, stop and pause for a minute and celebrate the fact that, wow, look how far we've come, and she's just doing great.
Not too far from the majestic views of Salt Lake City, past the green-soaked mountain range, you'll discover an 8-year-old boy.
And they eat a cake.
Very nice job.
Finding his voice.
She brushes her teeth.
He's come a long way. I remember thinking, oh, I can only understand about half of what he's saying. And now you can understand everything he's saying.
But to understand Marcus today, it's best to try to understand him years before.
I need a little person eat cartoon.
His mom, Michelle, took this video just when Marcus was starting to speak more. He was almost 4, and up until then, really, it was a word here and there, if that.
It is, just something not right in his brain that's not connecting the words to his mouth. As a mother, you always look forward to hearing your child say, I love you. And he just didn't have those words, to say that. He started expressing himself other ways, and he would throw things and hit other kids, unfortunately, and we couldn't quite figure out what that behavior was. And then we realized that he wasn't able to talk to those other kids.
That's why she and her husband Dave sought professional help through the local school district, where speech therapists started working with their son.
He gets speech therapy at school right now, and they do such a great job with him. But we felt like because it was so severe, his delay, that he needed just a little bit more help.
So they hired Browning Speech Therapy to come into their home and work with Marcus as well.
Was the very end of the story.
And it was working.
They eat the cake.
Nice job. Good work.
But despite having health insurance, it was still expensive.
I don't know how much longer we can afford to do this. My heart just broke because I could see the progress.
That's when their speech therapist told them about the United Healthcare Children's Foundation. And not long after, hope was no longer silent.
I still remember when we got the email, I just started to cry. I was so grateful to know that he would have the help that he needed.
Since getting their first grant a few years ago, they've received 3 more from the foundation, totaling about $7,500.
It really was an answer to our prayers.
Okay, eye on the ball, swing. Good hit. Just being able to have those moments. Just being able to talk to him, and we can grow together. We can have those memories to look back on.
And it's not just with his parents, but his younger sister Lucy and brother Milo.
We play some fun games.
You do, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He loves to show people how much he loves them. And I knew that was a big part of his frustration, was that he couldn't say, I love you.
I love you, Marcus.
I love you too, Mommy.
So yes, Marcus is finding his voice. But now, thanks to the Children's Foundation, he's also telling his story.
I'm so grateful for those that have donated to help him be able to speak and to have his voice, and he'll have that the rest of his life, and I'm so grateful for that. For me as a mother, I truly believe it takes a village, and I consider the foundation part of my village.